All right, what's happening, everybody? Can you guys hear me? Is it loud and clear? Somebody says, what's good, what's good, what's good? Just confirm. I'm trying to do a sound check and a video check, right? Confirm you can hear me and see my video panel here. Let's go quickly. Let's confirm. Can you guys see my screen? Can you guys see my screen? Can you guys see my screen? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I just want 1 or 2 people to confirm that. All right. I just want 1 or 2 people to confirm that. Someone says clear. Someone says now we can. Can you see my video panel? Can you see the video panel? Somebody says, yeah, I can hear you. Amazing stuff. So what I'm going to be doing every week is that on a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm going to be trying by all means possible to see where I could put up like a Zoom link so that some of you guys can join over Zoom, unlike YouTube, if you can't be here on YouTube. All right. Is my screen clear on your side? Let's confirm that. I need to check that, right? It's the first time we're doing this, so I need to make sure everything is working before we can get into the live stream today. Should be beautiful. Should be beautiful. Someone says yes. Yeah, we didn't start earlier on. Yeah, this is when we're starting. Just confirm you can see the screen. And is it clear on your side? Can you see my chart? I have a chart here. I think it's what, EURUSD. Yeah. This is pretty much like me sitting on the charts right now. I haven't been on the charts like the whole day. Just confirm with me if you can see clear, right? Just confirm quickly. Let's go. Somebody says, I can't hear you. How is that? I think most people can hear me. How is that? Just check on your side what the problem is. If you can hear me, just check on your side what the problem is. Somebody says yes. Amazing stuff. All right, so let's get into it. It's gonna be brief and straight to the point today. It's the first day we're streaming live on YouTube. Someone says yes, it's clear. Amazing stuff. All right, so I have a EURUSD chart here, and like I promised, we're gonna be live streaming every single week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. All right, so these live streams are pretty much just a coverage of my trade breakdowns. Possibly you guys can ask your questions. All right. Yeah, just trying to show you guys exactly what I'm trading every single day of the 3 days. All right, like today, I'm looking at EURUSD right now here, which is the main chart that I have. I probably will look at gold as well, depending on what you guys want me to do. I should also probably look at GBP, JPY, perhaps. All right, depending on how we flow, and I should look at NASDAQ as well. All right, because I feel most of you guys actually trade NASDAQ. All right, so what should we go first with, right? You guys let me know. Should we go first with EURUSD? What you guys think? The same chart we have here. What do you guys think we should go first with? Just drop a comment there. I'm able to see your comments from this side. It's pretty much like new, so I'm trying to get used to this. All right, but I can see your comments on this other side. Just comment what you guys think we should start with first as a breakdown in terms of like the charts, right? Don't mind the EURUSD chart I have here. It's not like that's what we're going to start with first. So just comment what you think we should go with first. Let's do NAS. Somebody says EURUSD. Okay. I think with NASDAQ there isn't really any potential setups, perhaps like for today. Right, I think I did look at that earlier on. If you look at the chart for NASDAQ, it's, you know, I don't think there's any setup as per now, right? So I think we could first and foremost look at maybe EURUSD. All right. Someone says EURUSD. Yeah, I think so. I think let's go with EURUSD first and foremost. All right. So normally when I get a hold of a chart, right, like here, I'm not doing in detail breakdowns. All right, I'm giving you guys ideas of what we have to expect for the day. All right, it's not like in detail. All right, no volatility indices here. No, we're not here to do that. Never will we do any synthetic indices on these live streams. It's pretty much going to be only, forex assets, currencies, metals, and indices, right? No volatility, whatever, nothing like that here. All right. So EURUSD, if you go like on a weekly time frame, first and foremost, let's see what was happening last week. You guys see this candle from last week? We had this bearish candle, right? And it's been consistent downtrend, I think the last 3 weeks, if not mistaken. Yeah. Because if you check, we had like this candle here showing volume reducing for the buyers after markets hit the tip. I think that was when markets hit the tip. Then we had this candle showing huge sums of selling pressure on the downside. All right. And lately, from that candle to the other week's candle and last week's candle, you pretty much can see that we had literally a conversation of, downtrend, volume, sellers pressure, markets being forced to push the downside. And that's obviously what happened. All right. So now if we look at like this candle here, the main interest is this candle here. All right. I always say you check what your recent candles have been doing. Pretty much like if you go on a higher time frame, like if you look at this candle here, it closed off bearish. All right. And what we could do here is obviously perhaps go to daily time frame. On a daily time frame here, we could try by all means to observe the kind of candles that close from the recent day. All right. So this candle here closed with a rejection upside. All right. You guys can see that rejection upside. Aside that, we had a body. There was like a bullish body. Markets went up there, came all the way down and closed off somewhere there. Small body downside, more rejection upside. So I feel like ultimately we could go on a 4-hour time frame, spot our closest levels. And you guys should know one thing: as you spot these kind of like levels, perhaps you would be looking at the close of candles, right? So like in this case, I would say we had a level somewhere here. This is like our closest resistance level. All right, that's like the closest one we have there. And then we have this current support where markets are headed to right now. All right, so ultimately this is a downtrend. All right, downtrend, and you can see that beautiful downtrend, right? So if you were an early bird, probably would have looked for sells here. All right, but though that was not really like a confirmed thing, because if markets broke off there, probably you would have seen something like that. All right, so I wouldn't really say you trade based off that. My take would be if markets break off this level, I think that's like 1.07125, I think. Yeah, if markets break off this level, we should go overall for a downtrend, right? Continuation of that, right? And preferably let's see what happened on a 1-hour time frame as well. All right. Somebody says, I can't hear you. How is that? Everybody else can hear me. Try and check your device or something. Right. We have a level here, right? Because now as you plot levels on higher time frames, you want to go down on lower time frames and adjust your levels. So in this case, we say this is our main level. Of course, we had a level in between here that wasn't really as important as such. So we could say, what other level did we have here? If I look well, I would say we had a level here. Okay, this is a level of it was a level of support, now current level of resistance. You can see based off what is happening around there, right? And this was broken based off the close of this candle, just slightly below there. And for me, it looks like markets are trying to, retest this level before they can come here. All right, and preferably maybe break off this level. That's if we have high volume. Right now, volume looks like it's picking up, pretty much because we are headed towards the New York station. All right, so volume might be picking up from here. All right, yeah, we saw huge sums of volume from the London station, and pretty much like I feel the best times to trade this asset in particular is always London station for me. Like, trust me, it's always London station. Yeah, not to say you can't trade from here going forward. You could, but I feel like the best station for it, if you want to experience high sums of volume, should be London station. New York station might pump it more, but I feel like London station starts the whole volatility. and ultimately the whole volume. So I feel markets have a potential of coming back to this level. All right, let's observe what happens when markets come here. All right, I would say from where markets are to here, right, this and that. All right, this ultimately is sort of like a no trade zone for me. All right, I wouldn't be looking for trades in here. I wouldn't be looking for trades in here. All right, it's a no trade zone here, right? The best area to check out your trade would definitely be a break outside here or a break outside there. Who else conquers with me? I would only take a sell position. Ultimately, it's a selling market, right? I would only take a sell position if we break off here, just like I'm saying here. All right, if we break off here, okay, maybe markets might try to, retest this area, right? Because one thing you realize also is that Friday's low was here, which is this, all right? That was Friday's low. And from the time markets opened, they seemingly look like they're approaching the low, all right? And right when they approach the low, preferably if they break the low, ultimately continue going downside. Yeah, I think that's what's up with EURUSD. What you guys think? What questions do you have? So if I was to take this trade in my position, if I was to take this trade, like I mentioned, I would only take this trade only when markets close off below this level. All right, that's the only time I would be taking this trade. All right, somebody says, how do I get this information? Which information is that, man? Which information is that? Right, which information is that? If you mean this trading information, like based off the detail of my chart, you just open your trading view. I think, yeah. What you guys think about this? What you guys think? So I think it's ultimately a seller market, apparently, from the look of things. Maybe if we had a level here, a level of resistance. If you saw this early, right? If you're on this market early, just that I wasn't on the charts today. This is me on the charts right now. If I saw this early, right, I was going to get this rejection, all right, and I wasn't going to take this trade based off that rejection. I was going to take this trade based off the close of this candle and somewhere here. All right, somewhere here. That was like the best time to execute this sell move, right? Somewhere here. Somebody says, how do you spot no trade zone? No trade zone is ultimately a level close to your next level of resistance or support. All right, or probably when a market is ranging, right? When there's a range, you look on the left side, there's a ranging market. So that's a no trade zone, right? You only take your trade based off when markets are out of that zone, right? That's when you experience the highest volume. Like right now, volume looks to be slowing down, right? It picked up around, what time is this? It picked up around, what time was that? That was like 9, right? Yeah, around 9. And we had volume 10, we had volume 11, 12. This is like 14. So it picked up around 9. Somebody says this is eye-opening, amazing stuff. Somebody says, what made prefer the orange line as a key level? No. The orange line is based off if you look on the left, all right, we had this area, right? If you see the close and open of candles there, that was like a congested area. So pretty much that. It's a level. Also, it's a minor level, but it's a level, right? It's minor, but it is a key level. All right. Yeah. So hopefully you guys getting this. Right. I might be looking out for potential sell below this. Right. And I like to say this, guys. Mondays, you're just getting started. All right. It doesn't mean you have to start, taking trades like anyhow. No, spot the best setups for Monday. All right. That's what I do. Spot the best setups for Monday and execute only those. All right. Spot the best and only execute those, and that's it. That's what I do for Monday. I won't go around trying to force trades and, now, right? If I was on the charts the time this was happening, all right, this here, if I was on the charts the time this was happening, I was probably going to take this trade. If I was on the charts the time that was happening, I was going to take the trade. But, well, I was on the charts, so I missed it. Somebody says, yeah, let you guys be asking questions, right? I'm not here forever, so be asking whatever you're asking. And these live streams are going to be filled with that. All right, ask questions, anything, whatever it is. It might not be trading related. It might be anything. Just ask your question. And I'm here for that. Every week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I'm here for that. Just ask whatever questions you guys have. So we just did EURUSD here. And this is what we're looking at. So maybe to like make executions, we could be looking at the 30 minutes time frame. For me, I'll be looking at 30 minutes time frame. Trying to observe candles here. Yeah, definitely this market is going to push down here. Look at this candle. You see that bearish candle there? That looks like markets are going to, press downside. And the 30 minutes time frame, this level is here. All right. Yeah, it's pretty much like that. That's on the 30 minutes time frame. So the close of this candle here, the close of this candle gave you an entry, all right, for sell, because markets literally came back, within range and just below this area, right? At the same time, the close of this candle looks like a potential short-term trade. Maybe like how many points? Maybe like how many points? This could be roughly like, like 20-point move. Yeah. 24 point. Yeah, something like that. So if you're trying to scalp this, well, you could, if you're trying to do that. So I feel like market's trying to retest this level based off the close of that candle, closing bearish, volumes kicking in. But this is not like a high probability setup. It's not, right? It's not really, it's not. Somebody says, why aren't you analyzing nas100? Now, because there's nothing to analyze right now. So what do you mean? Why aren't we? We're analyzing this because everybody voted for that, right? So we're taking step by step. But as for Nasdaq, trust me, I don't think there's any potential move today. Yeah, there could be movements, but I don't know what you would be trading. There's pretty much like nothing eye-catching for me there today, and I'm okay leaving it back. All right. So let's see if this was to happen, markets would potentially push to here. If this was to happen, we'll be looking at how many points. Like I mentioned, I think that's like 24 points move. So maybe an entry there, stop loss right above this area. All right. Always place your stop loss where it makes sense. All right. And then this is, yeah, somewhere here, right? Because that's like the recent day's low, right? Friday low was here, right? But for me, right, I'd prefer taking a trade below here because this to me is a no trade zone, right? There's possibility that markets might just, right? There's also possibility that markets might just, right? And also still, there's possibility that markets might break and then move downside. All right, so yeah, somebody say, yeah, let's see. You hold trades the whole day. Now, I rarely do that. If I do, probably it's one of those 2% out of like 100. I rarely do that. Somebody says, how old are you? I'm 24. Yeah, I am 24, man. How old are you yourself? Well, somebody says, another thing I noticed is that when you look at the 1 hour time frame, H4 time frame, and zoom out, the market's selling. Yeah, this market is a downtrend. Like we did discuss that. It's ultimately a downtrending market right now. No doubt about that. Absolutely no doubt, right? Absolutely no doubt. It's a downtrend. Nothing else you're doing here is you're just selling, right? If you're looking for a buy trade, well, you might be trading against the trend, but it's a downtrending market. You just have to spot where to enter from. Now, I mentioned the best area if you were on the markets was obviously around here, because I didn't mention the close of candles there. Now, when markets do this, right? Check this out, guys. Check this out. When markets go up like this, look at this. If markets go up like this, close. Okay, this is a candle, close. All right, and maybe let's say this is like my week here. Let's say like they reject a little bit there, and then let's say the next candle, all right, opens, all right, and then markets open right, maybe anywhere, wherever it might be, and then you see something like this, right? What happens there is that there's a level of resistance created just by markets doing that, okay? That's a level of resistance created there, right? This is the close and open of candles that I'm talking about. I hope now you see why, if I'm here, I would adjust this to here. And I hope you see why I have this level, this. Can you guys see that? This. Why I have it here, all right? And I hope you see why I have this somewhere right there. So, yeah. Somebody says, as a beginner, which trade time would you advise to trade it? Whichever time, man. It depends on what assets you're trading, right? There's a lot of differentiations. Just pick what you can run with. All right, pick what you can run with. Somebody says, why 30 minutes? Because 30 minutes. What do you mean, why 30 minutes? You pick the time frames you're comfortable with, right? 30 minutes is like okay for me. I like the build up on here, right? I don't trade 5 minutes. I stopped doing that, right? If I'm looking at 5 minutes, maybe I'm just trying to waste some time there. I only look at time frames like 30 minutes going up, 30 minutes, 1 hour time frame. Yeah, I would look at 15 sometimes. Yeah, sometimes, right? But use what works for you. Somebody says some of us came in late. Should you kindly upload a video? No, I'm not going to be uploading now because we're still testing how we are doing, right? It's the first time we're doing live streams. All right, so maybe future live streams, okay? I will be uploading the future ones. Don't worry about that. Today's one, I don't promise because we are still testing, right? A couple of things. I'm getting used. This is the first time we're doing this, so I'm getting used to this. So yeah, we're just getting started. We are just getting started. All right. What would you do in this case? What do you mean, what would I do in this case? In which case? You mean what's happening right now? I'll be waiting. I'll definitely be waiting. Ask your questions, guys. Feel free. That's the idea behind what I'm here for. Ask your question. Let's try and put this here. There's a platform where you can put the links. Wow, beautiful. Okay. Amazing stuff. And then how do I save this? How do I save this? I'm trying to figure out this. You need to answer this question. Yes, it's made for kids. I don't know if I don't know what this means, but let's just save that. Yeah, I think we have something pop up now there. Yeah, I think we have something there. So this is EURUSD, guys. You can see this candle currently is just trying to retest the minimal level there. There's a minimal level there. So he's just trying to retest. And we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I just lost the comment box. Where is it? Where is it? I'm trying to see your comments, guys. I just lost. This is so new. Yeah, I'm gonna get it anyway. So every Monday, all right, every Wednesday and Friday, join me for these, and you could get lots of value, right? After this, I'm gonna be breaking down gold. All right, is it good, guys? Should I break down gold as well? What do you guys think? Should we break down gold? Okay, this says ultra what? No, not this. It's a wrong place. Should break down gold? How many guys think we should break down gold after this? Should we break down gold? Mondays are so boring for me. Like, trust me, I'm really trading. Just looking at charts and all that. I went for work earlier today. My day job. So many people are asking me like, where do you work? Where are you going? Whoa, I think we lost the the chart here. Oh, that's why you guys can't comment. Let me try to bring it back. Oh, this is crazy. This is crazy. Let me try to bring it back. So what I'm gonna be doing is that I also will be doing these like on, because I'm doing it on Zoom. So I might also be doing this side, so you guys can actually join over Zoom as well. All right. Yeah. Let's see if we can bring this comment section back. Do we have it back? I think so. I think so. Yeah, that candle just closed 30 minutes time frame, creating a level of support down here. All right, there's a level of support created here, somewhere here. So maybe a break there, market's good. But like I say, this is a no trade zone for me, so I wouldn't be trading in there. All right, I wouldn't be trading in there. I definitely wouldn't be trading in there. I think we just lost the comment box, right? I'm trying to figure out how I can bring it back. Wow, what did I do here? So we're going to move to gold from here, right? Hopefully, guys have an idea of what we could be looking at for this EURUSD today. I think we have it back. Ah, we have it back. Beautiful. We have it back. Beautiful. We have the comment box back. You see when you're new to something, it's like buying a new car, right? And you just want to be pressing different buttons, right? Just different buttons, just so you can know what button does what. All right. Like when I bought my car first time, I was trying to do everything possible. Even if you're destroying, you just want to press so you can just find out what does this do. So that's the same thing happening here. Anyway, we're moving on, right? What are those blue rectangle shapes around the candles? Which ones? These are for the stations. All right. These ones are for the stations. Sort of like an indicator. It's a free indicator anyway on the trading view. So it's this for stations, right? Let's move on to gold, right? Somebody says, which other confluency do you use from entries apart from the candle formation? Now, this is not really candle formation. This is my concept, right? Not candle formation. Candle formation is your morning star, your doji, your whatever. That's not it, right? Yeah, I have multiple other confluencies that I'm looking at aside that. Yeah, aside this. But we're trying to make trading more simple, right? So that you guys actually don't get it twisted. All right, so let's go to gold. Gold is XAU USD. All right. So in case you're wondering, like, what's that? That's gold. That's literally gold. Somebody says, let's do GBP JPY. I'll see about that. It's almost clocking an hour, so we'll see. This is like 44 minutes. What broker to use? I use only one broker, right? And this is the broker I use. FX Pro. I'm gonna put the links right here in the description. Go check. I'll put them in the description here. That's the only broker I'm using. It's FX Pro, and that's it. Nothing else. Nothing else. If I use any other broker, it's not that serious. If that makes sense. If I use any other broker, it's not that serious. This is my only serious broker that I'm using. Right, FX Pro. So if you want, check, literally, you have all different types of accounts to pick from here. Like depending on the amount of money you have, obviously, right? You have a standard account, right? And this one you can start with like $100, right? And I think that's like that's like what most people are actually using. The spreads range from one to 4-5. I think it depends with what asset you're trading. But like when it comes down to EURUSD, there are times when spread is even below 1, right? And you want a broker like that, right? You want a broker that's not inconveniencing in terms of like spread. You don't want a broker that's eating so much from you, all right? Okay, you don't want that, right? So you can pick a pro account if you have 1,000 backs, right? You can pick a row account, all right? This one has row spreads, right? Literally, and spreads would even go to 0 on this account. And also it's the same thing with the pro account, because with the pro account, that's the account I have on myself. Spreads also range from 0.5, 0.6. They get to 0 sometimes. So yeah, this one is okay too. If you have like small funding, you can go for that. That's the broker I'm using. Anyway, let's move on to gold. Let's see. This is gold. Okay, so with gold, let's see what happened in the daily time frame. What levels do we have? Recent candle close with the rejection upside. You know what that means? There's a high chance that markets might continue going downside. Now, if you notice the candle before that one also closed around that area, right? So we have that as a level. Then we have this also as a level here. All right. So that is a level. This is the level. If you go down 4-hour time frame, this level looks like it's being rejected, right? So we have this. We had this area here, okay, and apparently we also have this area here. Okay, I'm gonna put it here where the close of candles is, and then we go. Let's say 1-hour time frame. Let's observe what happens there. This is that level, and that's the recent day's high, right? Friday's high. That's it. All right, and then we had this. So let's see what's the most probable thing that would happen. All right, somebody says I can't see. You guys can see the gold chart here. Who can see that? Let me see. Can you guys see my chart? Somebody says they can't see. How is that? How is that? How is that? Can you guys see the gold chart here? Can you see my chart here? There's a tech world, right? Sometimes we press wrong buttons and just end up all messed up. Can you guys see? Somebody says yes. Nathan says yes. That's my namesake there. Nathan. Someone says yes, please. You should break down gold. That's what we're doing right now. Can you guys see the gold chart? Let's type something. Let's see if you can see the gold chart. How many can see the gold chart? My chart here. This one that I'm breaking down here. Someone says yes, I can see it. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So for gold, I think we might say this level here, if broken, maybe markets have got like a like a 63, 68, 67 range, peep move, maybe like a 90 point move upside. But I'm thinking most likely somewhere here. If we move upside, should be around this area here, most likely. That'll be based off if this candle currently on the 1-hour time frame closes right above this area here, right? Because remember we have an area here, all right? This here, right? So I preferably might be waiting to see how this candle closes, all right? If that does not happen, we have another level close here, all right? If you guys check, we had this level here. Now, if you weigh the two, right? If you weigh the two, going downside, if you're taking sales from here down, it will be like roughly 37 point move, all right, to the close level of support. But if you're taking buys, it will most likely be, a move up to somewhere here. All right. So for me, I'd rather, I think, anticipate buys here on gold. All right, I'm anticipating buys if we close off 1946. And with New York Station, we should get that. Yeah, I'm sure we should get that. Somebody says, any questions, guys, with regards to this? Ask me your question. We have a few minutes before I close down this live stream. Ask me your question. Ask. Right? You never know if you don't ask, right? That's how it goes. Sometimes you only know when you ask. So let's go. Ask your question. Somebody says, I'm trying to build my account. Yeah, you could. Just continue trading. Continue trading. Build consistency. All right? Build consistency and see how things go for you. All right. Let's see how the 30 minutes time frame looks like on gold. Let's see how it looks like on gold. So that's the level here on 30 minutes time frame, around somewhere here. So I think as of right now, I can't say there's any confirmed move. You probably might be waiting to see a break of either this level, a break here, or a break here. All right, this or that. I think I'd rather go for this. That's like closest to the price there. So I think a break here or a break there, right? A break here, obviously markets, might go up, but sometimes they won't even do that. They might just move impulsively up, right? So don't always expect markets to retest a level. They might just move all the way up, maybe up to here or up to there. All right. Somebody says, can you do that again? What's that? What do you mean? Yeah, so let's see how this candle closes on a 30 minutes time frame, and also 1 hour time frame should be closing, I think, in the next how many minutes? It should be a couple of minutes, because it's almost 15. All right, it's almost 15. It's almost 15. Somebody says they can't access the comments. Wow, what have we done again here? Oh. Let me just check. What have I done here? Okay, live chat is on. Live chat replay is on. I think everything is on here. So we're waiting to see how gold reacts to these levels. This area here where it is, if that candle closes bullish, we might look for potential buys here, potential shorts. So potential buys probably would be, that's my take, right? For me, I think I'm looking for the potential buys, depending on what those candles do. Now, potential buys would be to somewhere here, all right? And maybe stop losses just below candles, right? Maybe below this candle, this current candle, if it closes bullish above this current level. Maybe I might look for that. Maybe I might look for that, depending on what happens. What have I done this side, man? Let me check the settings here. Age restriction. No, don't restrict. Okay. Let's see. I hope you guys are enjoying these live streams anyway. All right, we'll make them more better. Allow all comments. Yeah, I think I pressed this. Damn, I found it. I just found it this side. Do we have it back? Let me see. Just drop something if we have it back. I'm figuring out this. So the next live stream should be perfect. All right. It's like so different from Zoom, because with Zoom it's just An easy flow, an easy flow. But are we back now with the comments? Just drop something there. I think we should be back. Oh, wow. I missed out on all these comments here. Ah, okay. Somebody says, what does it take to learn from you? It takes money to learn from me. Look, you're already learning from me here. If you want to join anything, right now we have a 3-day bootcamp coming up, 3-day online bootcamp coming up. So maybe you might take advantage of that for more information with regards to trading and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm gonna put links right in this description somewhere, you know, like these YouTubers do. I'll put the links also there. I'll put the link for the broker I'm using because I know people ask this a lot of times. I'm going to put the link for the application as well. So you have to apply and we're only picking 20 people. All right. Yeah. Do we have the comments back? I think I just did sort out that. Do we have them back? Someone says, I can now see the charts. Beautiful, beautiful, amazing stuff. Amazing, amazing. What's the amount you would advise beginners to trade with, and how many trades would he or she take? Amount I would recommend. $100 is okay, I think. Yeah, I think $100 is fine. How many trades you should take? It comes down to what type of trader you are and your risk appetite, right? But I'd recommend you take the lowest risk trade, right? Don't be so high on risk. Just take it easy, right? Especially when you're starting up. You see, to build an account, right? To build any account, to build that, you need the best risk management. All right. At the same time, you need the best skills, because you can't build with just risk management, right? You need the best skills also. So yeah. So we're waiting to see what happens with gold here, right? This is not a trade recommendation. Please, if you take this trade, beautiful. And if you win, all the best. If you don't win, wow, you just made a loss. Right? So it's not a trade recommendation. It's for educational purposes only, right? If you're seeing anything beyond this and that and this and that, all the best. But, you know, what about the fundamentals? You said something about checking them at the beginning of the week. Yeah, you have to. Well, you want to find out what's happening for the week. Like this week, what do we have? This week we have what's topping? NFP, the big guy NFP. That's what we have this week on a Friday. We'll see how it goes. This Friday, actually. So that's a big guy we have this week. FOMC guy speaks. Not really important. Not really important. Yeah. So that's, I think we have a big guy NFP this week. And yeah, March is on NFP. Somebody says comments are available. Oh yeah. I think you're trying to respond to somebody, yeah? For scalpel enters an M1 time frame based on candlestick patterns, well, you're never going to be consistent. If you're trading on an M1 time frame and all that, all the best, you'll probably never be consistent. I'm not trying to be harsh, but it's just hard to just trade those choppy moves on a 1 minute time frame, right? And if you want consistency, get rid of that, right? Just get rid of it. Oh, my trade is already up. How many points? I didn't see that coming. Oh, okay. Beautiful. Okay. If you took the trade, all the best. If you didn't, still fine. There's no way rushing to. All right, I'm just giving setups here. Yeah, let me see what you guys are saying. Somebody says, someone says, can you, okay, I didn't look at gold. I just did look at gold there. Yeah, we did gold. So we're trying to see how far it goes. We're trying to see. I definitely, I'm sure during the New York session that this will speed up in terms of like volume because normally New York station is like, you know, so super fast. Right, so it should speed up then. We'll see how it goes though. It should. Somebody says, what broker do you use? I'll put the link in the description. Just go check it. It's there right now. You guys are always asking this question like, what broker, what broker, what broker, what broker, what broker? Right. Somebody says, what do you look at when trading NFP? There's a couple of stuff. There's a way we track down NFP, right? We normally look at unemployment claims, right? We look at the marginal differences. We look at the unemployment rate in its tracking. We also look at interest rates. There's a way we do that. There's a way we do that. Now I can't explain everything here because this is not a class setup. This is just, a live stream. Yeah. Yeah. If you want that information, go apply for the 3-day bootcamp. Right. I'll be sharing much of that there. Right. So somebody says it's trial. Yeah, it's try and error exactly, man. We're just trying this thing. So yeah. We love the live stream. It's helping us. Beautiful, beautiful. I love to hear that. I love to hear that, man. Amazing stuff. People getting helped. Yeah. You know, by all means possible, I'll try to host them every single week if I manage. You know, sometimes it gets busy. This time around, I have a baby, so yeah. So it's crazy. Somebody says, let me just pop out the comments only. What do you think will happen during NFP? I don't know. What do you think will happen? Oh, these are the comments here. These are your comments. Oh, okay. Okay, beautiful. Somebody says, if the candle closed bullish, would it be okay to enter the trade there? Yeah, it would be okay. Definitely, it would be okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no problem with that. Somebody says, what about the main course? The main course is expensive. You want to afford it. Just go and apply for the 3-day bootcamp. Right? The main course is expensive for you. You want to afford it. Yeah, I know what you're asking, but you already know the answers, right? Yeah, just go apply. And if you are lucky, well, you might get picked. So guys, right now we are up on this live stream. We are up. How many points is this? I think this is like roughly 15, 20 points. Yeah, 15, 20 points. And yeah, beautiful, right? This live stream is going down. Definitely it is. Right? If you took the trade, like I said, I'm not here to give you guys signals or whatever. This is just me breaking down charts, you know, just random Q&As. And we move with the flow like that. Somebody says, let's see here. We're just moving with the flow. Somebody says, what exactly happens when a candle closes with a wick? It signifies a rejection or an exhaustion. Yeah, guys, I'm ending this live stream in about 7 minutes. So hope you enjoyed today. Did we have fun today? I'll be closing it in the next 7 minutes. So I did break down EURUSD today and gold, right? Amazing for today. So let's see what's happening on a 1 hour time frame. 1 hour time frame, we have a solid candle as well, all right? And 4 hour time frame, we have, look at what we have here. Beautiful. Look, just in case you didn't notice, if you zoom in here, look at this. Look at how this candle closed, right? With a rejection downside, a small body for bears, right? Meaning we had less volume for the bears, right? We had less volume for sellers, less volume there, right? This is now too big for the screen, right? Let's try and minimize this. we had less volume here for the sellers, right? And then buyers came in here, volume picked up, and volume is picking up again, right? And then it looks like we just broke off this area, right? If you look at it on this, we're just breaking off this level here, right? So meaning we have all this space to push upside, all right? All this space to push upside, all this space here. That's approximately how many points? This is like that's like 70 points, yeah? That's like 70 points, right? That's how many points we have upside. So less volume downside, more volume upside, which looks good. Someone says, yeah, it's really exciting. I know. Beautiful, amazing. I love to see that. I love to hear it. Right. So I'll try my best to always come here and just, check up on you guys every Wednesday, Friday, and Monday. Most Mondays will be boring because, markets is just getting started. But at the same time, it's still interesting anyway. All right. So let me get rid of this. So I did show you guys what's happening there. So I'm just going to be monitoring my charts on the 30-minute time frame. Let's see what happens at 3 p.m. All right, because it's almost 3 p.m. Let's see what happens then. All right. How many guys have day jobs? Now, let me tell you one thing about having a day job, right? If you guys in here have day jobs and probably streaming at your workplace or whatever it is, right? Try by all means to get rid of your day job, all right? Yeah, if it's paying you enough money, don't get rid of it. But if it's not paying you enough money, you are being underpaid, right? You're being used more, and you're being paid less. You see what's happening right now? Inflation is high. Interest rates are also high. The cost of living is crazy right now. You can't afford being paid $1,000 every month. You can't afford being paid $2,000 every month. That's little money. It won't help you take care of your family. It won't help you sustain the lifestyle that you have. All right. So try by all means when you get back home. All right. Try by all means to find ways in which you can work on yourself. All right. Every single time. Find those ways. All right. Probably treat trading more seriously. All right. Give it more time, because a day job sucks. It really sucks. All right. You don't have freedom of time. You don't have that. All right. You don't have time to spend with your family when they need you. Right. You're always stuck to your job. Right. It's not a problem if you have no option, but you can't give excuses for not having an option. There's so many things to do out there that you can do. Trading is one thing also, right, that I recommend. So try your best to actually level up and find something to do. All right. I feel like a job is a scam. I don't know what you guys think. It is a scam in the sense that if you okay, maybe I might piss some of you guys off, but yeah, it is a scam for me. What's the exact time you will show up? 2 p.m. every single Monday, 2 p.m. every single Wednesday, 2 p.m. every single Friday. Simple as that. Now you see what's happening right now in gold, right? For as long as the body of the current candle closes right above the bodies of these recent candles, that's a high created. In case you didn't know, that's a high being created. But if markets retrace, come back in, all right, and then close with a body underneath here, that's not a high created. Right? That's not a high created. Just in case you always just get confused, like, what do I do in this situation? All right. At least now you know. All right. So always observe your candles as well. Someone says, you're the best. Thank you for your time. Anytime, man. Appreciate that. Anytime. We'll try and make it more better going forward. Right? It will get better. Soon you'll fill up your stadium. Wow. I'm going to be the next Yo Maps, right? I was there. Yeah, I was there. I went there later on. It's like, okay, let's check out, because I love the guy's music. Like, really, he's a good artist. Yeah, I like his type of music, you know. I was there. Unfortunately, right? It was like a stampede when getting in. Nobody cared who's VIP and whatever, you know. It was a stampede, and you know, it's crazy, but it was interesting. You know, I love the whole event. It was beautiful. But to fill up Hero Stadium with Forex, that's a dream, man. That's a dream I'm not even dreaming of. I'm not even dreaming about that. Because you see here in our country, people have this, okay, that kind of close right above there. All right. That's beautiful. Right. Totally beautiful. Let's see how markets play out here. Right. So your stop loss is below the recent candle if you are taking this trade. All right. Your stop loss is below the recent candle. Yeah. Somebody says, guys, I'm leaving this live stream now. It's 1 hour already. All right. Hopefully you guys took advantage and just, you know, getting concepts, and you had an interesting time here. We had approximately how many people? Like, I think we went up to like 35. Now we have 24, which is beautiful. It's okay for a start, you know, everything takes time. So definitely sometime we'll have like maybe 100 people, maybe like 500 people, maybe like 1,000 people, you know, and so on and so forth. But I'll try by all means to be consistent with them and see how far everything goes, right? Did we love it? Did we love it today? Can you repeat the information about the close of the candle? Yeah, I mentioned if the body closes right above the recent bodies, that's a new high created there. All right, that's a new high. So we're currently in this gold trade. Amazing live stream. All right. Somebody says soon you'll fill up Hero Stadium. That's a dream I'm not dreaming about myself right now. Somebody says, what kind of indicator do you use? There's no indicator on the chart, man. There's nothing on the chart. No indicator there. Somebody says, I feel motivated when you talk about real life scenarios. I think I did in this live stream, you know, just different things. I think I spoke about the idea of leaving your job because the cost of living is high now. You can't afford being paid less and you're working so much, right? Yeah. Guys, appreciate you. And we'll see you on the next live stream on Wednesday around the same time. 2 p.m., right? 2 p.m., right? I might leave this current stream maybe for like 30 minutes and then I'll take it down, or maybe like for a couple of hours, then I'll take it down because we're still trying to perfect this. Yeah, so we might get somebody just come and get a small portion, like, and then make a fuss out of it. Right? That's not the point anyway. All right, guys. So I'm ending it now. Have a beautiful trading week. Enjoy your trading week. Make sure you take the best trades, and I'll try and also make a see how I can make this possible, where you guys send me your charts while I'm looking at while I'm looking at my charts here, and I maybe pass comments as we're doing it. I'll try and see how we can do that anyway. I'll see. Someone say go apply for the 3-day bootcamp. Somebody here is asking me when is the 3-day bootcamp. Go apply. It's around June, right? First week of June, I think. Around like 5th, yeah. So go apply and you'll be given information. Right? We're only picking people who are applying and nobody else. It's not like a random thing where you just come in, pop up now. All right, guys, have a beautiful week. I'm out of here. Amazing to have you guys here today. Yep. Let's see how this gold trade. If this gold trade plays out, make sure you post and tag me, right? And I'm gonna repost you on IG. Right? Go on IG, tag if you make profits. And then let's see. Then I'm gonna repost and let's see how you perform if it plays out.